Hello everyone and welcome back to the Football Manager 2020 simulation of Euro 2020, and the game that we have for you today is the game between Holland and Sweden, and following both teams pretty disappointing group opener performances, both teams will be looking for better performances today. Holland drew 1-1 against Turkey in their opener, but they were considerably outperformed despite having one of the youngest and most exciting teams in the competition. Sweden, on the other hand, were just destroyed by Ukraine in their opener, and they will need to do something if they will want to qualify from this group. But one of the favourites, Holland, they also need to improve here, as their performance against Turkey just was not up to scratch, and they will know that and take that into this game. So let's jump into this and see how the teams line up, as Holland's sticking with that narrow 4-3-3 formation with Sillerson in goal, Hateboer, Van Dijk, De Ligt and Blind making up their defence, De Roon holding that midfield with Wijnaldum and De Jong ahead of him. Van der Beek and Bergwijn support Depay up front. Sweden, on the other hand, line up with a 4-4-2 formation with Olsen in goal. Kraft, Lindelof, Gagliolo and Augustinsson make up their back line, with Klaassen, Ekdal, Olsen and Forsberg making up their midfield. Quaison and Isak are up front. And let's jump into this game here as the teams come out. And this formation really didn't work well for Holland against Turkey. They were they had hardly any of the ball. They were exploited down the wings, and it'll be interesting to see how the 4-4-2 for Holland work. Well, the 4-4-2 for Sweden works against Holland here today, as it's not naturally the most wide formation, most attacking wide formation even. So they will get a lot of success down the wings depending on how their wider midfielders and their fullbacks do in this game, but at the same time they need to be able to get some of the ball, as they're looking to come out through the wings, as Isak is blocked and Blind is able to clear that out, and you can see there already Depay is very isolated on his own. The Swedish defence might have a lot of... Sweden, with 4 minutes on the clock, Christopher Olsen has broken the deadlock here, and it's Holland 0, Sweden 1, as it's a great counter-attack here as Klaassen runs down the right-hand side, and we'd said before this game it's the wide areas where they're going to get a lot of success, and he's found Olsen very nicely, and he's drilled that into the bottom corner, and Sweden have taken a lead against Holland as Blind clears out another ball. Kraft into Ekdal, now Olsen, Forsberg out to Klaassen, and again the wing areas providing the best success for Sweden here, and they've been able to outpass the total football style of Holland here. But it's Hateboer dispossessed by Olsen, and the ball out to Isak is found, and what can Sweden do here? He's gone into the box, and his effort is straight at Sillerson. Quaison wasn't as quick to get into the box as Isak probably would have been, but you can see in the table there Sweden have moved into second space as Blind's effort hits the side netting, and you can see just by looking at the stats 60% of the ball for Sweden here, with 5 efforts, 3 on target, obviously one of them going in as well, and Holland haven't really been able to create anything. But what can they do here with Hateboer on the ball now into Bergwijn? His effort is blocked by Gagliolo. Hateboer back to De Roon, De Jong exchanging passing Bergwijn into Memphis Depay. Now Wijnaldum out to Hateboer, and it's been tripped, and the referee has pointed. Well, he's going to look at this on VAR, and it looks like it was just about in the area. Emil Forsberg with the foul on Harteboer, but was this in the area? Michael Oliver's come away and he said that is a free kick just outside the box. And we can see there just outside the box. It looks like it's on the line, and that would have been a penalty. But it's been cleared out. Lindelof. And can Sweden counter from this set piece opportunity that the Holland team have had? Ball into Quasen is found, and Silerson with a great save. Great counter attack that was for Sweden. And it almost looks like a different Sweden team than we saw against the Ukraine, as that's been cleared out. Wijnaldum is able to pick up that loose ball, but Harteboer with a throw. Frankie de Jong back to Harteboer, and Van der Beek has a header, and that is 1-1. You've got to say, against a run of play, Holland have grown into this game. Sweden had 1 or 2 chances to extend their lead, but they couldn't take it. And much like we saw in the game against Turkey, it's against a run of play. Van der Beek gets the goal, and it's 1-1 here, just half an hour into this game. And Quasen is given a warning there. Silerson clears the ball, but it's only as far as Klaassen. Isaac has broken the offside trap and has found the bottom corner. And great finish that was. It was a poor kick out by Silerson, and you can see here he's gone out wide, and obviously there is no wingers for Holland, and it's a great first touch by Isaac, and that first touch really took him around Silerson, who was helpless to prevent that going in. Second assist of the game for Klaassen, as Olsen heads out that throw. Harteboer on the ball once more. Frankie de Jong into De Roon. Now Wijnaldum, Van der Beek into Harteboer, and that's straight at Olsen, but it's offside. But Sweden are looking very good here despite conceding the goal earlier. But again, it's a very poor performance from the Netherlands as we approach half time, and Klaassen with 2 assists, really dominating the game on that right hand side. But Holland are looking really, really poor, especially with this really narrow formation. You saw there for the second goal that Sweden scored, Silerson cleared the ball out wide, but there's no one to pick up that ball. Depay is isolated for pretty much the whole game. Can't get a touch on the ball that much really, and they need to get him involved somehow. But it'll be interesting to see how this second half goes as we kick off. Sweden going from left to right here in this second half, as you know, they've got a lot of freedom down the wings, and they need to make use of it, much like they've done in this half already. As De Roon surges forward, now Wijnaldum into Frankie de Jong, Memphis Depay into Van der Beek, and Depay's effort is straight at Olsen. Forsberg with the free kick, and that's gone short to Lindelof, back to Forsberg, and has found Klaassen there, and his effort straight at Silerson. And you know, given how well he's performed this today, you know, his performances deserved the goal arguably, but another kick out wide from Silerson gives the ball straight back to the Sweden side. Olsen into Augustinsson. Now Klaassen once more. Kraft on the overlap, and his ball is poor, and Harteboer picks it up. Bergwijn, his ball over the top into Memphis Depay, and that's a poor effort. That should have been a goal. He's not had many opportunities in this game, and he should have taken that one there, as Forsberg picks up that goal kick. Now Ekdal in the middle finds Klaassen, and he's got an overlap runner there. His Blinds has dispossessed him. Kraft on the ball now. Now Ekdal into Olsen. Isaac on the ball. Augustinsson coming up on the overlap, and again a lot of success for those fullbacks on those wide areas. Kraft, his effort is wide, and again we're seeing it over and over again that Holland is just being overrun on the flanks completely, and they need to change the way that they're approaching the game if they want to get something out of it. We're an hour into the game, and Kraft with the throw in into Qualson, and Blind has cleared that, but Lindelof will pick that up. Olsen now looking to slow the game down, finds Forsberg. Hartberg dispossesses him though, but he's not got many support. And De Jong is there. Darun. That's been cleared. Isaac into Qualson. And can the pass be found? It can. Isaac. And that's wide of the near post. And we can see Holland are making a few changes. They look like they're keeping with the same formation here. But Upton with a bit more of a target man up front in Luc de Jong. But here's Frankie de Jong. Plays it back to De Ligt. Now back to Frankie de Jong. He's found Hartberg on the overlap. Now what can he do here? He's played the ball back to Bergwijn. Now Wijnaldum, and that's been tipped onto the post by Olsen. Great save there from the Sweden keeper. And looking at the league table at the bottom there, you've got Ukraine and Sweden on 3 points each, with Turkey and Holland on 1 point each. Obviously, the game between Turkey and Ukraine has not been played yet, as we approach the last 10 minutes of this game. 5 minutes to go for Holland to rescue something in this game. They're 2-1 down. This potentially is the biggest upset in the tournament so far if Sweden can hang on here. Van Dijk with the headed clearance. Olsen into Qualson. And exchanging passes, slowing the game down, but it's found Augustinsson on the overlap. Into Olsen. Augustinsson once more. Olsen tries to swing the ball in, but Blind clears. Qualson, Olsen, Forsberg, out to Augustinsson. And some great passing here. Forsberg on the ball once more. Has been dispossessed by Strootman. Has been cleared, but only as far as Olsen. Sweden have another bite of the cherry here. Augustinsson into Olsen. The ball out to Larsson is found. Kraft once more. Played it back to Lindelof. Now Olsen still has the ball. Forsberg. What can he do here? His effort is well over the bar. And we're into the 5 minutes of stoppage time. We're in the last minute now. A couple of seconds to go. Sebastian Larsson with a free kick. And he's hit the side netting there. And that looks to be that. As Sweden, you've got to say, have dominated Holland here. 2-1 to Sweden here in the biggest upset so far of the tournament. And Holland have been absolutely dreadful today. Sweden have managed to make amends for their opener against the Ukraine. However, they do still have a negative goal difference, which could come into play come the last game of the group. But that's going to be it for this episode. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe for future episodes, and make sure you hit that notification bell as well so you don't miss a video. And I'll see you tomorrow for another episode. Thank you.